Here, between Lion's Head and the deep blue of the Atlantic, is where a Joburg family have chosen to make their place at the sea. Calling on the interior design team who mastered their high-felt hideaway, what they created with Gerhard Nievoet and Emma Newton is a style they've coined as Santon by the Sea.
Welcome to Fresnaye. Come inside. This is a 4-story home for a family of 5. The clients felt that the house was stuck in the 90s and they wanted us to refine it and make it a bit more rustic and a nice beach getaway for them. We'd previously done work for the owners and they enjoy a tranquil space, and that's what we tried to achieve here. So we did that through a lot of natural textures and making sure that this place feels calming to them. And what's more calming than arriving to your beach house with an ocean view? This space is a nice combination of luxury and comfort. It's got the contrasting bamboo chairs with the really ostentatious furry ottomans. And we felt once we completed this space that it was just missing something. So we hunted through Cape Town and we ended up finding this surfboard, which we felt was like a really great boat to the ocean, and especially since this area frames that view.
When done as well as this, attention to detail has the effect of evoking an atmosphere rather than focusing the eye on specifics. Gerhard Nievoet broke down how they achieved that.
So to pick up with the flow of the home that you encounter as you come in through the entrance area, seeing straight through the ocean, and all the views being on this side, obviously we wanted to continue that flow into the house. Because it was an existing home that we had to redesign from the previous layouts, we felt to change things up a little bit. So originally the traditional setup would have been a dining room table facing this way, but that left us with the problem of half our guests not getting to enjoy the view. So to rectify that problem, we designed this beautiful stone table with a slab that we curated from Gauteng, had this designed and added onto the counter so it feels like it's part of that design element, but also allowing all guests to enjoy the view at the same time while socializing. And something to contradict what we did with the flow of spaces and the chairs and the layout of the table was actually placing these beautiful grass lanterns above the table to emphasize the space, create a bit of visual zoning, but also to accommodate the fact that we have a very low ceiling, and instead of trying to maximize it, I'm actually making it a bit more cozy by filling in a timber panel above it and having these create a purpose to the ceiling being this low.
With a skylight to draw the sunshine deep into this living area, it brings to life one particular painting from the owner's wide-ranging art collection.
We designed a sofa that's lower than you usually would be on the back, so people could sit and utilize it, but when you're in the space itself, it doesn't block it up and you have unobscured views all the way through. And then behind us, and this is a trick we use all the time, especially if you have a longer space that you're trying to lead people into and invite them, is have a feature piece at the end of that space. It creates depth. We achieve that through putting this beautiful artwork here. This one actually creates a bit more of a formal feel to this casual lounge, where I wanted to also find balance between the natural elements and the more luxe elements. Ergo, a soft sofa and a lovely plush fabric, and then a grass rug on the floor here to counteract that and create a bit of a cohesive feel throughout the whole space from the front door to here.
No detail was overlooked.
It just made sense to give a bit of a purpose to this landing area underneath the staircase by putting in a bit of a study space and then linking it with a fun space, so a bar that actually sits underneath the staircase so that we can utilize the fact that it actually slopes down to the ground. And then a little something special is a cigar lounge that's just almost a logical thing to have on the other side of a bar. So obviously with this being Fresnaye and built against a hill, yard space is not a luxury you have. So you have to make the most of every outside area you have. In this case, we were lucky enough to have a slab over us, so it gave me the opportunity to create a transition from the inside to the outside, having soft furnishings and making it part of the actual home. Now, to give some tips on how to actually make an outdoor space feel like it's indoor, there's a couple of simple things you could do. And the one thing about all spaces is actually having a feature point. Well, here we wanted to create something different through a coffee table. Now, I played with different heights and shapes, brought it all together, still giving us the functional purpose a coffee table would give you, but creating interest at the same time and playing with different elements and materials. So your timbers, which links the rest of the house to outside then, and then some clay pots and glass to just kind of mix things up a little bit and keep that interest going.
A plunge pool was essential given the home's distance from the beach, with a rustic hammock-like daybed to soak in the glory. And if the weather turns, they've got you covered.
When you've got a multi-level house like this and there's a massive amount of storage placement at the bottom, it only makes sense to give it a function. And in this case, we turn it into a bit of a home cinema. It's a space for the kids and the family to get away. It's far enough down that the sound doesn't affect anyone else in the home, so it just made perfect sense to slap a big TV in here and give a comfortable couch where the kids can kick back, eat some popcorn and enjoy a movie. With it being a basement and being underground, subterranean basically, it just made sense to also have the wine cellar here. The client's an avid collector of some beautiful wines, and this makes climate control really easy. It's split up into a white and red wine section divided by glass. But at the same time, with this being a cinema as a shared function, the beautiful blue lighting and the accent lighting just makes sense when you switch the lights off and watch a movie.
Fall asleep during the movie and you're practically in bed. But if you can make the effort to get up to your top floor suite, waking up here in the morning is heavenly.
The only level of this home we haven't explored yet is upstairs, which houses all the bedrooms. Beautifully designed to be sea-facing, giving you a view where you can unwind at the end of the day, looking at the ocean. We try to keep a cohesive design style throughout the home, so I brought elements into each of the rooms, even though they're not massive because most of the house is dedicated to entertainment. They're still nice and spacious. So we linked those elements from downstairs up here with the timber finishes, the little Malawian fish that we sourced, and then clever things maximizing that space, like hanging the pendants above the bedside tables instead of placing them on them, allowing us to have smaller bedside tables and giving you ultimately a calm space to unwind at the end of the day after playing so hard.
Then there's the whole other kind of holiday you can have by walking out the back door.
So the main bedroom has this hidden little gem of a balcony at the back, which is one of the only two spots in the home where you can see Lion's Head from. Now the whole house is focused on the ocean views as you would usually have at a beach house, but I particularly fell in love with this little balcony at the back. It gives the clients an opportunity to actually escape to a different side of the home and take in the mountain. And this family is quite a spiritual family, so this created the prime opportunity for us to have a bit of a almost meditation balcony at the back where they can get away from the hustle and bustle of the front where you can see the city and the ocean, and then just relax and reflect at the back here, enjoying the mountain.
Needing some outsized charisma to fill the stairwell, Che Guevara more than answered the call, as have the entire design team.
Hey Emma, how was your coffee?
Great, thanks. We really enjoyed having you guys and I hope we gave you some good tips.
Yes, it was a great project that we really enjoyed working on. Love how it turned out, really proud of it. And we'll see you guys at the next one.
Achieving such a natural seaside feel in the midst of this ocean of glass, rock and steel is a job we'd be just as proud of. Get more of the Insider SA online. Follow, connect, engage, and be inspired to live better with the Insider SA. Watch the show Monday evenings at 6. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.